Hi guys, Jonathan here as usual. So recently I spent a few days in Germany, in Dusseldorf, visiting some friends. And of course I brought my camera with me. I had my Lumix Gx80, the Lumix 25mm 1.7, and I also brought the Olympus 9 to 18mm that I'm using right now to film this video. The thing is that honestly I barely used it. So yeah, I mostly used like 99% of the times the 25mm 1.7. And I got to say that I really like Dusseldorf because I mean, coming from Italy and living in Lisbon, I'm not super used to big modern clean organized cities, you know. So it was a nice change of pace. And also the Japanese style parks because there is more than one. I actually visited a couple of Japanese style parks. Were beautiful, and also the food was surprisingly good. Like, it's mostly meat and bread, potato, cheese, this kind of stuff, but I like beige food, so, and I know that it's a kind of an autistic trait, but we are working on that. Anyway, one afternoon while going around for the city, I stumbled upon a photography store that is called Photocock, and it's written K-O-C-H. Yeah. So, amazed by its name, I went in to take a look, and you know, I was expecting the usual, you know, from these kind of camera stores, like brand new stuff with the prices that make you want to go in the corner and cry alone, basically. Because as always, you don't buy new in photography, or at least I don't, and you shouldn't as well. There's reasons for this. But to my surprise, close to the entrance there was a sort of box with used gear, used stuff. So plenty of digicams, vintage lenses, adapters, stuff like this with reasonable prices. So I started looking around, touching basically everything inside this box, and I was the only one searching through things in this box because all of the other like normal people were checking new stuff, helped by the staff. Yeah, the people working there. And yeah, sorry guys, not being a native English speaker, sometimes the words look similar, and that's why I confuse the stuff and stuff. I think that the pronunciation is the same, so... But still, I was saying, I was checking all the things that were inside this box until I found it. And for it, I mean this. Yeah, sometimes I remember that I should also shoot the cover of these videos. But still, what is this? It's a Neewer 2.2 X teleconverter. Now, I've never used something like this before, and I had to open it again. So I immediately screwed it on my 25mm 1.7, and suddenly I had something like 110mm f1.7, even though, of course, with this kind of adapters, I'm talking like an expert, I never used one, it's the first time, but still, with this kind of adapters you lose a bit of light, so of course, being micro four thirds, it's already not 1.7 but close to 3.4 in full frame terms, and then you have to add this, so I don't know how much light does it lose. Honestly, I couldn't answer to this question that nobody asked because I'm talking by myself. But still, in the store, the results looked good, in my opinion, at least from the rear screen of the camera. So I thought for less than 30 euros, because I paid like 29, why not? So I bought it, walked out. One thing, the whole interaction was in German because I don't know if you remember from my last videos, but I said that I was studying German, and I'm close to 3 months on Duolingo. Yeah, in Dusseldorf I managed to have some very basic, very small conversations, but totally in German, so yeah, props to myself. So I was saying, I paid it, I walked out the store, and I started to shoot it like immediately. I was curious, so I took some portraits of my girlfriend and our friend who was hosting us, and then I took other pictures, I think, before getting back home. Then the next day we went to Cologne to see the cathedral. to see the cathedral and also the rest of the city. I mean, once you saw the cathedral, you take some pictures and then you see the rest. And I used this combo for the whole afternoon because, you know, I have to admit that even if I like the 50mm equivalent focal length, usually I get more creative results or results in general that I like more with longer focal lengths. So for me, having a 110mm equivalent was something familiar and something that I like to shoot with. So now you might be asking, what's the catch? What's the big deal? Because it's just a cheap teleconverter in the end, you know? And the answer came later during the editing phase back home here in Portugal. When I imported the pictures and I started looking through them on Lightroom, I started also to notice something strange. The images that I took with this teleconverter had this sort of, you know, of 3D feel with a lot of weird artifacts, soft edges, diffraction, light leaks, halation, but like everything that you can imagine was inside these pictures, you know. And a normal person, the same person who was checking brand new stuff in the store, at this point would have said, I mean, you wasted your money, it's garbage, and yeah, that's it. But honestly, I was fascinated, like totally. I wasn't expecting something like this. I was expecting some bit of artifacts because, as I said before, I never used one of these, but I know that with teleconverters, with things that you put after your lens, usually there might be this kind of effects on your pictures. But I was not expecting something like this massive, you know. And the pictures had this kind of VHS-like feel that for me felt very textured, very rich, very nostalgic. And if you guys know me, you know that for me nostalgia is something very important, especially in my photography. So I was captured, you know, I was like this. And because I usually edit my pictures in a more like pushed way, these artifacts, these effects came out like even more. They started to pop out like this, because also because some of the pictures that I took were like taken in the dark, more or less, with very low light, so I had to push them a bit in order to see something, and these effects also popped out like crazy, you know. So back home I also tried it with my Olympus 40-150 R version, the budget one, and being a telephoto lens, like already a telephoto lens with this adapter, with this converter, the artifacts were even more visible. I will leave some examples here, but honestly that's part of the fun, I'd say, because if teleconverters were perfect, I mean, it will make no sense to spend thousands on long lenses. So yeah, I expected something like this, honestly. So I don't know, guys, if you ever used one of these teleconverters, but I think that they are worth exploring. I already thought about buying one in the past, then the occasion never came. So when the occasion came this time, I decided to buy one. And as I said before, I think that if you like unique results straight out of camera, this might be an interesting purchase for you. So yeah, that's my little Dusseldorf story and my first experience with the Neewer 2.2x teleconverter. Guys, let me know if you ever used one of these or a similar one, or if there are other like accessories that you were skeptical at first and then surprised you, because you know, guys, I'm curious about this stuff and I want to try new stuff, I want to experiment. Yeah, if there is something interesting that comes to your mind, just leave it here in the comment section. And thanks for watching this video. If you want to support this channel, hit the like button, subscribe, you know, the usual stuff, and see you in the next video. Bye, guys.